So today we are going to discuss few things like how to create Azure account, how to create Azure account, and we are going to discuss about the basic networking. So in this networking, we are going to discuss like what is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6, and how to calculate IP address, and what is meant by network ID and network and broadcast ID, and networking classes and creation of resource group in it and subnet. These are the things we are going to discuss today. Is clear? First of all, if you want to create a Azure account, creating the Azure account. So if you want to create a Azure account, we require few things. One is email ID and mobile number, and we have the credit card. So we require the three things. Okay.
చేయించుకుంటారు
So first you have to visit the website, right? What is the website name? You have to visit portal.www.portal.com, and just click on the create one, and you have to give the mail ID. Just use some dummy mail ID for register. And you have to enter the password. You have to give your date of birth. On next. And you're getting the verification code. You have to log in with your email ID. So you'll get the verification code to your mail, right? So just copy the paste and paste it here. Next. Next. Use the arrows to move the icon into the indicated robot. Okay. can see the umbrella here, right? The arrow move the icon into the integrated robot. Okay, we need to match this exactly. Okay. Second one. Third one, there. Arrow move the icon into the robot. Submit. So here, whatever the arrow you are having, this symbol we need to get it here. Submit. 18 and this one, right? And here you can see the 18 here. We need to get this one. Yeah, submit. And level you need to have a copy, right? And 19 you're going to have this copy. Please your answer as the number, then press enter on the button. Hello. Yes, can you hear me? Hello. Guys, I'm audible.
Yes, Amit.
Actually, this is a new process of creation account. I am not able to understand. Just a moment. Let me check. Use the arrow to move icon into the indicator robot. Okay, let it be. I'll share you the recording. Okay, for this. So this is how you can create an account. Okay. Hello. 17. Go with audio. Only one person is talking. The answer as the number, then percent. Okay. Which one option is 1% talking? Okay. Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello. Yeah. You can use the audio option. In the audio, you will get the different voices. Okay. In that audios, what are the voice? What are the audio? You have only the single voice that you have to select. Is it clear? Hello. Is it clear for everyone? Yeah. Next, moving on to like we have a different types of subscriptions actually. We just created the account. While creating the account, it is going to ask you the credit card contact number, and you have to enter your contact number. You're getting the OTP. You have to enter that, and you have to give your credit card. Once you given your credit card, and it is going to deduct two rupees from your credit card, and then you have to give all the credentials. Okay. Then you are getting these options. So click on the start free trial. So we have the different types of subscriptions actually. And first one is like free trial. So if you are giving the credit card and it is going to charge only 2 rupees, after that you are getting like 1 month free trial with 1 month free trial. But when you go with the pay as you go, what is in the pay as you go? Pay as you go means it's just like a prepaid bill, right? So at the end of the month you will get the bill, right? So for example, if you are using the prepaid bill, or whatever the incoming call, outgoing call, and messages and browsing. At the end of the month, you will get the bill. The same way you have to use the pay as you go. Pay as you go is nothing but paid. It's clear. Is it clear? Hello? Guys, are able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And here you have to give your contact number. Once you created the account, click on the start free and you are getting like 200 credits free. This is a good enough to do the practice for 1 month. And few services you're getting for 1 year. So just click on, well, just a moment. Just click on the start free. Then click on try Azure for the free. And I have to give all your details, your name, region, country, email address, your contact number. Then after that, it is going to ask for credit card. You have to give your credit card details and it is going to deduct 2 rupees. So this is a free trial. But when you come to the pay as you go after 1 month, automatically it is not going to renewal. But the thing is that uh, you have to apply for the pay as you go. Okay, I'm just logging into my account. You can see the subscriptions here. Subscriptions. You can see that my pay as you go subscription is there, right? At the every month you're getting the bill here. For example, you can see that what is my last month bill here? 270 rupees. Is it clear? Hello? Is it clear? Any doubts in the creation of account?
No, Sandeep.
Aravind, Bhargavi, Satish. Yeah. So next, moving on to the networking. What is meant by networking? What is meant by networking? What is meant by networking? Why are you using the networking? Mobile internet network, right? Mobile network, internet network. What is meant by networking? So networking is nothing but to establish a communication, right? To establish communication. So generally we have the, in the networking you're going to use the IP addresses. We have the two types of IPs. What are they? IPv4 and IPv6. What is meant by IP? What is meant by IP? So IPv4 is nothing but IPv4. IPv4 is nothing but Internet Protocol version 4. Guys are able to follow me? Hello? So it is developed by Department of Defense America, and it is 32 bits. How many bits it is? 32 bits. It range from 0.0.0.02 255.255.255. And if you take any IP address, right? If you take any IP address, it ranges from 0.0.02 255.255 by 255. For example, let's see here. What's my IPv4? So what is my IP here? 49.206.38.114, right? Yes or no? Means you're not getting like 260 or 300 or 400 or 500 or 600 or 900. So any IPv4 you can take it. It must range from 0.0.02 255.255.255. Is it clear? Is it clear? Then IPv6. Why no one is responding? IPv6 is nothing but Internet Protocol and version 6. Why? Because nowadays every electronic device is integrated with internet, right? Yes or no? There is a lot of usage in the, there is a huge usage of the internet. So that's the reason IPv6 is IPv6 came into the market. It is 128 bits. How many bits it is? 128 bits. Example, you can see what's my IP. What's my IP? You can go with what's my IPv6. So this is my IPv6. Are you able to follow me? Are you able to follow me? In the most of the organizations, we are going to use the IPv4. IPv6 we are going to use in the rare cases. And we have like IP IP address classes like class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Class E, so generally it range from 1.0.0.02 127.5.5. And class B, so it's going to range from 128.0.0.02. You need not to remember all these things. Just for the information sake, I'm giving all this information, okay? And it's going like 191. So 191.25.25.255. And class C is going to range from yeah, so 128 and 64, 190, 192, 192, 190, 223, I think so. Yeah, 192.0.0.02, 23.5.5. Guys, are you able to follow me? Hello? You need not to remember all these things. 224.0.02, 239.255.255. The class is going to range from 240.0.0.02. Clear? Is it clear? Any doubts here? Can you see here in the Google IP address classes. So generally, why these classes are divided means, so generally you can see that you can see the IP address classes here. Here you can see that 0 to 127, 128 to 199, and 190 to 223, and 223 to 239, and 240 to 255. So these are generally you're going to use, generally for the large scale industries, you're going to use the class A. For the small scale industries, we are going to use the class B. And the class C you can use by the routers. For example, you can see like if you're using the Wi-Fi, you use like DP link, T-link routers, right? If you see that these router links like 190 start with 192. For example, you can see like D-link router IP, D-link router IP. It's like 192.168.0 means it is a class of C class. And class D we are going to use for the experimental purpose, like multicasting and all these things. And class E you're going to use for the experimental purpose. Okay, guys, are able to follow me? Hello? Are you able to follow me? Satish, Bhargavi, and Ashok. Am I audible? Why no one is responding?
Yes, Sandeep, yes.
Be unmute, okay? Don't be mute, okay? So generally we are going to use the class C and class B. You're not using the class C and class D and class C. In the real time, what happened means, okay, let me explain you about the IP address classes. What is that? How to calculate IP address. First, I will tell you manually, then we can have a calculator. Okay. First, I will tell you manually how we are going to calculate. Okay. So what is the IPv4 bits? How many bits are the IPv4? IPv4, how many bits it is? Guys, am I audible? IPv4, how many bits it is? 32 bit or 64 bit or 128 bit? How many bits it is?
32.
32 bits, right? And what is the range of IPv4? What is the range of IPv4? What is the range of IPv4? Just now we discussed, right? What is the 0.0.0.02 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot 255. So what are the three environments in the software development life cycle in the real time? What are the environments we're going to have? What are the environments? Dev environment, dev environment, QA environment, test environment, and production environment, right? For example, your team lead, your manager told you like create 10 IPs for the dev environment, or allocate 20 IPs for the test environment, or allocate 100 IPs for the production environment, right? And how you people are going to calculate the IP address? Are you able to follow me? Satish, Bhargavi, and Ashok.
Yes, yes, Sandeep.
So here, how to calculate the IP address? So generally, how many bits it is? 0.0.02, 255.255.255. For example, I'm taking like 1.0.0.0. For example, I'm taking like subnet mask 8. So what is the 8? 8 is nothing but subnet mask. So this subnet mask, for example, if I'm taking like 8 as a subnet mask, this is 8 bit, 8 bit, 8 bits, and 8 bits. 8 fours are 32. So when I'm taking the subnet mask as 8, this value is not going to be changed. Only this value, this value, this value is going to be changed. So when you take the second digit here, 0, what is the scope of changing this value? What is the scope of changing this value? What is the scope of this changing this value? Up to 255, right? Yes or no? Range is up to 255 right here. And dot 0 to 255 and 0 to 255. So networking is very, very important. Why? Because so when you're whitelisting any IP address, or if you want to give access for some particular team, so when you're calculating the IP address is very, very, very important. So when you're creating the routes, okay, and when you're allowing the IP address, these IP address calculation is very, very important. First, I'll tell it manually, then I'll show you the calculator. Guys, are able to follow me? Hello. So here you can see here 0 to 255 means 256 into 256 into 256. Totally how much it is? 256 into 256 into 256. You're getting like 1,67,77,216 IPs. For example, if I'm taking the subnet mask as a 16, so 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, totally 32 bits, right? Taking this as a 1. So this value is not going to be changed. Only these two values is going to be changed. Means 0 to 255, 0 to 255. Means total how much it is? 256 into 256, totally 65,536 IPs. Actually, what is my requirement? For example, I require the 10 IPs for the dev environment. I want to calculate the 10 IPs. So my requirement is 10 IPs, but if I'm taking the subnet mask, how many IPs I'm getting here? 65,536 IPs, right? If I'm taking the subnet mask as 16, I'm wasting the remaining IPs, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah. So then I'll go with the subnet mask 1.1.0.24. So this value is not going to be changed, only this value is going to be changed. And 0 to 255 is totally 256. Actually, what is my requirement? What is my requirement? How many IPs I'm looking for? What is my requirement? Only 10 IPs here, right? Yes or no? How many IPs here? 10 IPs. So I'll do it 1.1.0/25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. And after 256 is 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Now people tell me which subnet mask I have to choose here. Which subnet mask I have to choose here? I used to go with 25 or 26 or 27 or 28. Which one I used to choose here? Hello? Am I audible? So you have the subnet mask, right? My requirement is I require only 10 IPs. Which subnet mask I have to choose here? Hello? Bhargavi and Ashok. Which subnet mask I have to choose here? 28 or 29 or 30 or 26 or 25 or 27. Which one I have to choose here?
16.
Not 16, yeah. 16 means what is the subnet mask here?
28.
28 uses subnet mask. Got it? For example, if I want like 50 IPs, which subnet mask I have to choose here? My if I want to assign if I want to allocate 50 IP address, which subnet mask I have to choose here? 50. If I want to allocate 50 IPs, which subnet mask I have to choose here? Just tell me.
26.
26, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So depends upon your requirement, you have to choose the subnet mask here. So we have a calculator. Simply you can go to the Google and search for the subnet calculator. Subnet calculator. You can go with the subnet calculator and calculator.net. And here also you can select the class A, class B, class C. You can see here. You can see the subnet calculator also there. Yeah, you can see the subnet calculator.com. This is a website. You tell me any number which subnet mask I need to assign here. I just giving the website here, subnetcalculator.com. For example, I want to assign the 200 IPs. You're going to select the class A here, and you have to give your IP address here. And how many IPs you want to assign? For example, I want like 500 IPs. I'll go with the 510. What is the subnet mask here? If I want to assign the 500 IPs, what is the subnet mask here? What is the subnet mask here?
23.
23. For example, I want like 2000 IPs. I want to assign the 2000 IPs. General, I'll go with 2046. What is subnet mask?
21.
What is the subnet mask here?
21.
21. So based on your requirement, you can check in the subnet calculator. For example, I want like 30 IPs. I'll go with the 30 here. And what is the subnet mask here?
27.
Okay. Sandeep, you told like by doing the manual calculation, For the subnet mask 27, it is getting like 32. But when you see here in the subnet calculator, it is assigning only 30 IPs. So what about the remaining 2 IPs? Are you able to follow me? Guys are able to follow me, Ashok, Satish,
Yes.
and Bhargavi. So here, when I do it manually, you're getting like 32 IPs. But when you see here, you are getting like 30 IPs you are assigning. What about the remaining 2 IPs? Those IPs we can call it like network ID and broadcast ID. It's an interview question, okay? For example, 1.1.0.02, 1.1.1, 1.1.2, for example, 1.1.3. Like these 1.1.255. Guys are able to follow me? So this IPs is called network ID and this is called broadcast ID. It's called broadcast ID. So it's an interview question. What is meant by network ID and what is a broadcast ID? These IPs we are using for the communication purpose. What is it? Network ID and broadcast ID for the communication. Any doubts and any questions? Any doubts here?
No.
Okay, fine. So next, moving on to the creating of a resource group, virtual network, and subnet. So we have the hierarchy of Azure. Hierarchy of Azure. So we have created Azure account, right? Yes or no? You have the Azure account. Under the Azure account, you have the subscriptions. Under each submission, generally in the organization, non-prod. What are the things comes under the non-prod? Development and testing comes under the non-production, and pre-prod and prod comes under the production. So generally in the organizations, what they're going to do, they have to give a they're going to create a separate subscription for the non-production, means nothing but dev and QA, and for the production they're going to take the separate subscription. Okay, under the subscription you're going to have the resource group. Under each resource group you're going to have the virtual networks. Under each virtual network you're going to have the subnet. Under each subnet you're going to have the virtual. Are you able to follow me? Hello. And first one is resource group. What is meant by resource group? Resource group is nothing but group of services. Group of services. And here you can see that in the Azure account we have the number of services, right? When you log in into the Azure account, you can go with the more services. And here you can see the number of services are there. 300, 400 services are there. Compute services, artificial intelligence, analytics, compute, databases, DevOps, general, hybrid with multi-cloud, identity access management, integration, Internet of Things, IoT, management of governance. Like this, we have a number of things. So if you want to create any service, first you have to create a resource group. Guys, are able to follow me? So I'm just logging into this Azure account, and you can click on the resource groups, or you can search for the resource groups here, or else you can go with the more services. And here you can see the general services here, compute services. And here you can create a resource group. And click on create a resource group. And you can see the subscriptions here. So generally for you people, it is going to show the free trial. Just you have to select the free trial. Then you have to give the resource group name. What is the resource group name? You can take anything. and just giving like Azure course. Yeah, and just giving like Azure course resource group. Resource group is nothing but group of services, and you have to select the region. In India, in all over the world, we have the different data centers. In which data center you are going to create this resource group? Either in East US, Central US, West US, or Australia. In India also we are going to have. In Asia, just a moment. In Asia also we'll have. East Asia, Pacific Asia, like this you're going to have. And you can see the India, South India, West India. Like this we have a different regions. Okay. So better to select the East US here. Click on tags. Tags is nothing but we have a different environments, right? Dev environment, test environment, production environment. So generally you can give like env. If you're working for the dev environment, you can give like dev here. If you're working for the test environment, you can give the test here. If you're working for the prod environment, you can give the prod, or generally you can give like non-prod or prod. Like this also you're going to give the tags here. So just I'm giving like dev, next review, and finally it is going to create. So you can see that Azure Codes Resource Group is created in the substation. Any doubts here? Are you able to follow me? Is it clear?
Yes, Sunil.
Next, moving on to that, creating the virtual network. What is meant by virtual network? What is a network? What is meant by network? What is meant by network? Communication, right? Yes or no? What is meant by virtual? What is meant by virtual? Virtual means which is not in real, right? Yes or no? Virtual is nothing but which is not physically existed, right? Virtual is nothing but not real. So to establish, so simply you can call it like virtual network is nothing but imaginary network to establish communication between services. Is clear? Is it clear? For example, I'm taking the virtual network range. What is that? 10.10.0.0/16. If I'm taking the subnet mask as a 16, how many IPs I'm allocating here? If I'm taking the subnet mask as a 16, how many IPs I'm allocating here? 16 means this value is not going to be changed. Only this value is going to change. Means 0 to 255, 0 to 255 means 256 into 256. I'm going to assign how many IPs? 65,536 IPs. I'll just go here. I'll go with the virtual network and click on the virtual networks. And you can see the create a virtual network and select the resource group. So what are the resource group you have? First you have to select the sufficient. For you people, you're going to get the free trial. Just select the free trial and you have to select the resource group. This is the resource group and you have to give the virtual network name. I'm just giving the virtual network name is Azure course. And you have to select the region. Whatever the region you have to select for the resource group, the same region you have to select for the VNet. Click on next. Click on next. And you have to give the IP address range. For example, I'm giving like 10.10.0.0. How many IPs I'm allocating here? 65,536 IPs. Or you can select the 24 also. For example, if you are assigning the 24, you are getting like 56 IPs. If you are selecting the 27, you are assigning the 32 IPs. For example, 24. So minimum you have to select the 24. Okay. I am selecting the 16 here. 16 means 65,536 IPs. Guys are able to follow me? Guys are able to follow me? And you have to select the subnet. After creating the virtual network, you have to create a subnet. What is mean by subnet? A network which divides into multiple networks. For example, if the subnet range, for example, VNet range is 10.10.0.0/16 means if I'm taking the subnet here, it must be first two values must be same. Okay, 10.10. Okay, so this for the VNet I'm going to take 1.0/24. If I take one also, it's fine. Take one here. So 24 means how many IPs I'm allocating here? 8, 16, 24. So means these three values is not going to be changed. Only this value is going to change. 0 to 255 means 256 IPs. So here I'm going to select. You can give the name of the subnet. Azure course subnet. And I'm going to give like 10.10.1.0/24. 24 means it is going to allocate 256 IPs. If I'm selecting 25, 128, 26, 64, 27, 32, 28, 16, like this. Based on your requirement, I told you, right? For example, what is requirement? For example, I required only 20 IPs. Then you have to go with 27. Is it clear? Is it clear? So click on save. Next. Next. And finally, you're going to create. So I'll just go with the resource group. You can see here the resource group is Azure Course Resource Group. In the Azure Course Resource Group, you're going to have the VNet. Azure Course VNet. In the Azure Course VNet, you're going to have the subnets. You can see the subnets. For example, if I want to create one more subnet, I can create one more subnet. Click on add subnet. I can create one more subnet. Azure Course subnet 2. I'm taking like 10.10.1. I'll take it like 10.10.2.0/. Click on add. Got it? Under each resource group, you have the under each submission, you can have the number of under each account you have the number of submission. Under each submission, you can have the number of under each account you can have the number of submission. Under each submission, you can have number of resource group. Under each resource group, you can have number of virtual networks. Under virtual network, you can create a subnet. Under the subnet, you can create a virtual machine. And Monday, we are going to discuss how to create a virtual machine. Any doubts here? Any doubts here? Bhargavi, Ashok. Huh? Is it clear? Any questions?
It's clear, Samit.